Like
shit like a stun gun.
Looks like a taser. I'm agreeing with you.
I don't want to be stun gun or taser. We're live.
How you gonna agree with me? You gonna say a whole different word.
What's good, yo? It's your boy, that motherfucker Steve.
It's your boy RJ Collier.
We're up here in the Lightroom. It's EmceeTV.
Let's get it.
We came to talk a little bit, and I want to let y'all know who EmceeTV is. It's a hip hop company. We do all sorts of hip hop stuff. We got dope hip hop gear. We support the graph movement. You know what I mean? We make hip hop music with actual bars, lyricists,
Real bars.
cats that go in. You know what I mean? We got hip hop T-shirts. My homie Nuisance One did the front cover of this. This is the Back to Bars Volume 1.
Hey, shout out to Noose One.
Yep. Yeah. So we throw hip hop shows here in Des Moines, Iowa. You might catch a hip hop show with a true MC that can come through and rock the mic, and that's really what we do. You know what I mean? And RJ holds it down at the Lightroom with the engineering, all sorts of facets. You know what I mean? We in his studio right now. This is where it all goes down. But
the Lightroom, baby.
The Lightroom also does. I mean, tell them a little about you.
Man, the Lightroom. My name is RJ Collier. I am the founder of the Lightroom, which is Iowa's #1 online venue. We bringing straight entertainment to you at face value, right here, live. You know, not too much stuff is, post. Most stuff captured here is live, raw, right in your face type stuff, and that's why the Lightroom and EmceeTV is a perfect combination to give y'all the best shit that's out there right now. You know what I'm saying? So shit, you gotta tell them what we've been doing up in this joint, because Back to Bars has been fucking hitting, dog. Yeah.
We've been casting them fishing lines out, and now we starting to reel it in, and it's really coming together. So I mean, if we go way back,
whoa,
shit, I had a homie named Drastic.
Drastic. Shout out to Drastic.
Yeah, that's the big homie Matt Dare out in Durango. I went to school with him in Colorado, and I met Drastic, 2000, I think it was.
What year was that you brought him to me?
That was like...
Man, I was in the White House.
Yeah, that was way back in the day.
That's like 15 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, more than that, bro.
Something like that,
yeah.
But hey, that's just to let you know how long we've been putting the foot down on this EmceeTV stage.
It goes way back. Yeah, deep rooted in this. But yeah, so Drastic and I were gonna put together a record. I knew him back from school in Colorado, and we did the whole Job Corps thing together. And Drastic was like, he was an MC. He was ready to.
He had that voice.
Yeah,
man, he had that nice,
graspy,
nice rich voice. Good voice.
Yeah, and we were putting a record together, and we reached out to some people that we both thought were dope MCs, and so we hit up Yuck Mouth from the Loonies. Yeah. Shout out to Yuck. Yuck is the homie. You know what I mean? We've grown to be really good friends since then. That's my guy. Shout out Smoke a Lot Records. Spice One, you know what I mean, the OG, West Coast legend, and
his verse was nuts.
Yeah, and then shout out Slane. Slane came through.
That shit was bananas. He did, man.
The burn. Yeah, and Lou Balls, who's also, I mean, who produced that track, who's actually Louis Bell, who's Post Malone's producer, Halsey's producer. I mean, he's got diamond plaques for days. And so, you know, Lou produced that track Burn, and Burn ain't even out yet.
So yeah, be on the lookout for it.
That's coming
man.
on Back to Bars Volume 2. That's a little snippet. It ain't even out yet.
Hey, watch out for the boy Trip on that joint.
Yeah, Trip Shelton from Des Moines.
Shout out to Trip. The verse, bro, man. Pleasure to mix that mug in there with you, man.
Yeah, Trip snapped that verse in 2. He
say,
came with the bars. No! Don't give no snippets. They gotta wait for it. Y'all gotta wait for it, cause Trip went in. But okay, so falling back to it, Drastic was putting out this record. Drastic and I were putting out this record under DM Entertainment. That was my original company.
Yep.
And so I'd reached out to them. We got some beats from the homie Skrilla Scratch, who's a producer out of Colorado Springs. And Skrilla Scratch sent us a beat package. That was Drastic's homeboy. Drastic and I were putting this package together, and for whatever reason, it never ended up coming to light. And so I had these verses.
Yeah, I remember you was like, man, I got these verses. I was like, man, you gotta start dropping that shit.
I was gonna turn it into just something a little simple and just drop a couple tracks, and it was just gonna be like 1 or 2 songs, because I'm like, I've been sitting. I mean, this is present day. You know what I mean? We started this 2019.
Fuck.
Yeah, so 3 years ago now, almost 4, right?
Coming up on it.
19 to 20, 20. Yeah, I mean,
people don't know how. I mean.
Doing it independently.
Yeah,
if you don't, I mean, we've got a team, but we don't have a gigantic team. This is essentially independent as it gets.
Hey, from the garage up.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. And so Drastic and I were gonna put this together. Drastic fell off. We kept it going. You know, all these years later, I'm like, I still got these verses. We got to do something with them. So I was like, well, we'll just hit up a couple. You know, I had been doing interviews on EmceeTV. And
you was on the road there, man. You stayed on the road.
Yeah, I was definitely out there knocking on doors, hitting up, you know, going to Omaha, Chicago, Minneapolis, Kansas City a lot. I was down there with DJ Papa Cal, D-Loc, Dilemma, Tech Nine's whole crew.
Shout out KC.
Yeah, Strange Music. Strange Music really supported me like you wouldn't believe in the beginning. Shout out to Trav, shout out to Tech. Mm-hmm. You know, my very first interview was 2009 at Rock the Bells in Denver, and at Red Rocks, and that was my very first interview, and it was with Tech Nine and Chris and Cut Calhoun, and they showed me so much love every time they came to town. It was like, we did an interview, they fucked with me. They had Cognito,
Big Scoob,
Stevie Stone, you know what I mean? Like, all the homies came through and showed love to EmceeTV, and that really piloted what I was trying to kick off out here. I'm forever indebted to them. Every one of them showed me love.
And they helped out so many people, though. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if you've had the opportunity to come across, you know, Tech and the Strange Crew, you know how gracious they are with helping people. Yeah, man, they'll help you out. No hating on the stuff. They'll point you in the right direction, and if you choose to follow a chord, you're gonna win. If not, then you know, good people, man. This all
for sure. But yeah, so things kind of started to snowball, and so what was the first track? The first track we put together.
Shucks.
What? No.
Yeah. What? No. What?
Nope. It was the Cypher. So I had that bass, and I was like, all right, I got to find a couple more MCs to jump on this, and I ran into Ren Thomas online.
Because you had most of that before all that.
Yep, I already had the beats from Skrilla Scratch. I had the 2 verses, and so I met Ren Thomas out in New Jersey. Shout out to Ren.
That is when a lot of it did pop off. Like, when you made a transition from going out there and getting interviews and you started getting other shit, graphics, videos.
Yeah.
And then you ran into Ren, and we started popping. Shit started popping.
Yeah, that's when we really started getting the ball rolling, and the shit started to snowball. Yeah.
Re-rolling.
That's a good point.
Re-rolling.
But yeah, so we kicked it off with the Cypher, and I got Ren Thomas on it.
Shout out to Ren, man.
Yeah, Ren's got a heavy presence on Back to Bars, but Ren is he's a beast. If you look at his track record, his discography of MCs he's worked with, this shit goes on for days, bro. And I mean, he's strong with the pen game, bro. He bars out.
But he's all over. He's all over Back to Bars. So we got to finish telling you about it, cause
yeah. I'm getting sidetracked
here. He kicked that shit off.
So I got the verse from Ren. The track was, we were doing a cypher. I got the verse from Ren. The track was produced by the homie Drama. That was when we were just trying to keep it real simple, just a break beat. Yeah, Drama Mafia music out of Des Moines, Iowa. Shout out to the homie Drama. But so I got the verse from Ren, and then we circled around, and we ended up hitting Mickey Fax. And Mickey was so gracious and so humble and so easy to work with. You know, we got to talking, and he was like, yeah, man, I jump on that, I'll fuck with y'all. And so we were able to get Mickey on the track. My little brother Cap came through and laid a verse down.
I like those guys.
And
real workers.
And then we got the homie A Ward. And if y'all don't know who A Ward is, y'all got to do your homework, because A Ward was battle rap. He was battle rapper of the year for 2020 for King of the Dot.
And he don't curse.
I mean, A Ward is a beast.
I ain't too many battle rappers that even make a presence without curse words. I don't think he's like the only one that will eat you up.
Oh, bro.
And then spit you a verse, a Bible verse.
Yeah, he's a Christian rapper.
When he said my words out, I ain't gonna tell you what he said. Hey, you wanna hear what he said? Hey, shout out to A Ward.
A Ward killed it.
Good work.
And so once we had that put together, we started to kind of pivot off of that. We had a couple other tracks already kind of formulating, and we just kept reaching out to other MCs, and we were able to get Mad Squabbles out of Philly on board, and he jumped on the track The Best with Cap and D Wood.
The track's called The Best. We ain't saying we jumped on it The Best. It's called The Best.
Yeah. The track's called The Best. Produced by Skrilla Scratch.
Yep.
And he jumped on it. Cap, D Wood, and the homie T-Bear.
Oh yeah,
T-Bear came through and did the hook on that one.
Sometimes, man, the songs go like a blur, man. I remember him. Yeah, T-Bird dropped his verse. I remember when I got it, I was like, hey, good work. He laid that mug out for me.
He did the hook.
And it was clean, yeah. Good shot. Hey,
shout out to Ray West and everybody from GFG here in Des Moines. They've been holding it down for a long time. They got a foot in the game, and they're representing
J-Mo.
J-Mo, yeah. That's all the homies, man. When I first came out here, I started messing with them. Over at on the east side.
Back to bars.
So back to bars. So we got two tracks done. We were aiming for a 5-track EP. While this is all going on, one of my best friends that I grew up with in Wyoming, one of my best friends had gone off to the Denver School of Arts. The homie that did the shirt and the cover. He went to the Denver School of Arts for graphic design, I think.
Oh man, I want to ask a question, but I don't know if it's the right place.
And no, go ahead. Whatever.
That's the one that they got mad about the.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, we're cool. We're cool. Yeah.
I'm just making sure I can keep up with some of this shit.
Right. So the homie Nuisance, he had went to school in Denver, and then he was able to go out to L.A. and he got a job doing graphic work for James Cameron on Avatar, the movie. And so he's been doing 3D modeling and digital modeling and stuff, sculpting, graphics. And he was a huge part in this. Came through, hand painted the cover, had that whole graph element that we wanted to encompass. I mean, a lot of cats don't know anymore, but their hip hop is based on. There's 4 elements of hip hop: the graph writer, the b-boy, the DJ, and the MC. Those are the 4 elements of hip hop. And so this project had to encompass those elements, and we really wanted to stay true to that. And I think we did a good job of doing it. You know what I mean?
It's there.
Yeah, the cover is influenced by all of that and the lyricism and things like that. So that throughout all of this, those were our core values that we wanted to stick with and stay true to. And so we got track 2 with track 2 was The Best, and that had Mad Squabbles, Cap, and D Wood from Divine Linguistics, and the homie T-Bear. But we're still building. There was the track The Takeover, where this all started with Yuck Mouth, Spice One, produced by Skrilla Scratch. That one was still kind of on the back burner, and we were like, man, we got to find somebody to fill that third verse. And we looked at it a couple different ways, and we were like, man, we gotta find somebody that really suits that. Ren.
Oh, okay.
Ren came through and fucking killed it.
Yeah.
He did that hook.
Yeah, that's when we brought the old school, the new school together. Okay, yeah.
Because Drastic originally had that verse on there.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking that Drastic, but it was.
And I think you even mixed it when it was first laced at the White House.
That's why I was confused. Like, wait a minute.
Yep, but because Drastic
That takeover was done. But
was in his situation. We had to rework some things and come back at it, and we didn't have those original studio files. You know, I had asked you about it, and you were like, "Man, it's been."
That was like 8 computers ago.
Yeah, 8 computers, 4 houses.
Hard drives.
Yeah, that shit's gone.
Wait.
So Ren came through. We patched that one together, and so the takeover, Ren Thomas, Yuckmouth, Spice One. It sounds like it could have been on the fucking Friday soundtrack.
That shit was dope.
I mean, it was a out the park.
That's it. That was my first taste of Ren. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That got me moving. That got me interested. Like, okay.
Yeah.
We back at it.
And then, so we kept.
Hey, what was next?
We kept going. We kept building. So when I met Drastic, he was rocking. So I went years after I had originally met Drastic. We graduated school. We went different directions, but we kept in touch, and that was always my homie. When we linked back up, he had been rocking with this dude out of Colorado Springs that had a real solid movement, Black Pegasus.
Black Pig.
And so
yes.
we were putting this track together.
Yeah, that's
No Escape.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I was like,
that's where everything started really going.
yep. I was like, all right. So we got this track produced by Skrilla Scratch. I circled back around to Ren again and was like, bro, Ren, can you want to jump on this? I got one more joint. I'm gonna see if you could sew up for me real quick. He came through, killed the verse, laced the hook too.
Hey, good work, man.
Yeah,
good work.
I mean, quick turnaround. Ren nailed
good
it.
art, man. Quality artist. Quality
and a
artist.
super dope dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too ahead in the story, and that'll come back around. But yeah, working with Ren was, you know, what hip hop should be about. You know what I mean? It was all about business.
I agree.
Easy to talk to. You know what I mean? Whatever. But Ren held it down. So Ren had his verse. I reached out to the homie Black P, who I'd met through Drastic, and Black P, who I had become pretty good friends with at this point in time. Just, you know, over various trips to Colorado to go work with him. His career was on a whole nother plateau at that point. He had done stuff with Top Flight out of Denver. He was working with the Denver Nuggets doing music. You know, Black P has always been a businessman, and he was also building a family, and, you know, really taking his career to the next level. His family, he's currently got a podcast. Shout out to Black P.
Doing it.
You know, his videos are next level. I mean, just, you know, he's all about the business.
Yeah, that karate was like, wow.
Yeah. He's a judo champ. He just got his purple belt in judo.
No shit.
Yeah, I mean, P is next level, and he's a dedicated dude. He's a.
He come off that way.
Yeah. He's an amazing dude, and you know, he's come through and really done me some favors over the years, and he's always been a dope dude, and he's always put the culture first. You know what I mean? He's all about the hip hop culture. He battled at Scribble.
And that's important. Man.
Yeah,
that's important.
he battled at Scribble Jam. Scribble Jam, for those that don't know, was a huge hip hop, almost like it was an annual hip hop festival that encompassed all aspects of hip hop. They had graph writers out there. It was in Cincinnati each year. It ended up dying off, but it pioneered a lot of these MCs that you're hearing today. And Black P actually battled as Yo Mama's Pimp against Rhymefest. That was the grand finale.
Really?
Black P battled Rhymefest in, like, I don't know, 05 maybe.
Yeah, I can't remember when I first seen Black P jump on the scene, but he's been doing this thing for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, Black P's got like 7 albums out. Yeah, he's a dope MC.
Very dope.
But getting back to the point, you know, so we had Ren on the track. The track was produced by Skrilla Scratch. No Escape's kind of starting to come together. I knew Black P had worked with Chino XL on a couple of different tracks, and they were pretty good friends. I even had spoke with Chino out in Vegas when I ran into him. We chopped it up, and I brought up Black P, and he was like, "That's my dog." You know what I mean? We drove through a blizzard. We did a track together. I did a verse for him. You know, they were already sewed together. You know what I mean? Like, they were homies. And so P actually came through and I was negotiating and trying to get Chino XL to do the record and talking to him. Chino was the last verse we got.
Crazy ass verse.
Yeah,
Man.
next level. I mean, talk about a strong pen.
Dog, that dude
Chino is a wordsmith. I mean, he's next level with the bars.
Probably the most words in a verse I've ever heard. And it's good, easy 1,200 words.
In 40 seconds.
Yeah, that shit was ridiculous.
Yeah. True MC shit right
Shout
there.
out to Chino XL, man, one of the greats.
Big ups to Chino on his new comic book. His graphic novel just dropped as well. Check it out at chinoxl.com. But yeah, so Chino did the last verse by Black P helping us sew that all together.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a 3-way type of deal where Black P kind of hit him up and was like, hey, Steve's my homie. He kind of did it on the homie tip for me, and that was love for Chino to come through and bless us on that track. And so all along the way, as we were compiling this music and these tracks, I was also talking to these artists about doing videos. And we had these cameras from doing the interviews over the years, and I was familiar with Adobe Premiere and After Effects and some of these various programs that we had used to edit the interviews we did. And so I was like, we aren't going to be the best, but we can definitely come through and we can film some videos. And I think
show people our journey.
Exactly. Yeah, we can start.
Excuse us.
Sorry about that.
Turn that shit off.
So anyways, yeah, so we went and we filmed music videos for essentially all of these tracks except The Best. I think that's the only one, and The Takeover. The Best and The Takeover were the only ones we didn't end up filming videos for. But we did videos with Chino XL. We went to Colorado and filmed with Black P. We went to New Jersey and filmed with Ren Thomas, the homie Matt. Shout out to Matt. Things got a little racky between us, but that's always my brother. We go way back. Yeah, when you fight with your brothers sometimes, but that's my fam.
It is what it is.
Matt and I went to New York in 2019. No, 2020. No, 2019. Yeah.
2019. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to New York 2019, October 2019, and we filmed with Ren, Mickey, Pace One. We saw the 9/11 memorial, you know what I mean? And my little brother Cap. Shout out to Cap. I apologize. Cap came with us, and just the three of us. None of us had ever been to New York. We flew out there. We tackled the New York City. We rode the subways. We rode the ferries. We did Ubers. We walked 40 miles in 3 days. 188 flights of stairs. We were all over the place. We saw all 5 boroughs. We were staying in Queens, and we went to Staten Island. We saw the Wu-Tang mural. I mean, those pictures, we saw everything, but it was a true hip hop experience.
A lot of clean pictures of graphics on these adventures, man. A lot of them.
Yeah,
you gotta check out the graphics reel. You gotta tell them about the graphics reel that's out there, man. Y'all gotta go check that out too. A lot of good pictures.
Yeah,
support a lot of the good graphics artists out there.
Yeah, and we show lots of love. We tag all the artists. When we take a picture of some dope graph, we tag all the artists that contributed in it. We try and show love back to everybody that gives to the hip hop culture,
all about the love, man.
And we put the hip hop culture first. So we did all that. I think the last track we put together, Drama produced it. It was Get Down.
Yep.
Get Down with Ren Thomas. Ren came through again. We filmed a video for that. The video ain't even out yet, and we filmed it in 2019. But that one took a little bit longer to come together just because we got some special guests to come through, and sometimes that can take a little bit longer. Anybody that's in this music game knows, it's not a overnight thing when you're putting a track together, and it's different when you do a compilation record with different people. You got to work around
instead of working on a project when you putting together the whole thing.
Yeah, well, you got to work with our schedule, their schedule.
Their life.
Exactly. Life happens in between. Things happen. COVID happened. All through COVID, we were still working on putting all this together.
In the basement.
Yeah. People got COVID. You had COVID.
I never had no COVID.
You didn't have. Never mind.
Nah, I did.
You had COVID. I had COVID.
I had a half of COVID.
I had the full COVID. That COVID fucked me up for a minute. Kofi, I think, got COVID too. Shout out to Kofi.
Kofi is Kofi.
Kofi back there producing for us. He's just checking the time on the clock, making sure everything's running smooth.
Certified P killer.
But there's a lot of facts coming at y'all right now. But this was the journey. This was the EmceeTV journey that gets you up to where we're at today. And then going forward, we'll check in with you and we'll let you know what's still on the plate and what's coming to you.
There's a lot coming.
But so the last track, Get Down, produced by Drama Mafia Music out of Des Moines, Iowa. Ren came through, killed it on that fucking verse. Ren did the hook too.
Man, there's so many songs.
Cap and D Wood, my cousin and my brother, both the Divine Linguistics, both came through. And they wrote the verses on the way out here, recorded it here in the studio.
Yeah, okay, came fresh off the road, in the studio, 30 minutes each.
Yeah, boom.
True professionalism.
Banged it out, ad-libs.
Easy sessions, I love those ones.
Yeah, and then the next night, JL came in, wrote his verse, and recorded it the same night.
And did the show.
And he did the show. But yeah, so, that just goes back into that whole every aspect of hip-hop we stay involved in. So yeah, JL came through, laced the verse. We did the show, wrote the verse, laced the track.
It was a party.
It really was. We had DJ Papa Cal up in here. Corey was here.
A whole bunch of motherfuckers.
Everybody, that was all the homies.
Twice.
Yeah, that was all the homies from Kansas City that came up, and we was all just up in here kicking it at the Lightroom, making music. You know what I mean? And
it was hot.
It was.
I remember.
That was summer. That was. So I mean, this record took a little bit longer to the EP took a little bit longer to compile, but I would say, I know I learned a ton.
Shit, I'm still learning.
I mean, this, I don't think anybody could tell you something about this game that you won't go. You'll learn more about it. You know what I mean? It's an ever evolving.
Yeah, it's never done.
Yeah, it's an ever evolving learning experience, and the way people write and the way people everything about it.
It's all evolution, man. It's like you learn one way and then a little bit later you doing it a whole different way. Like it used to have that groove that people stayed in for a very, very long time, and now the pocket shit, it flips up by every 8 months now.
Yeah.
Right, every 8 months you're getting a new flavor, a good blend, a different blend of something. So
yeah, keep
up with the times.
So that was the first. That was the EP. You know what I mean? That was the project right there. All the videos we went and filmed. Mm-hmm. That was Back to Bars Volume 1. At that point, Nuisance had finished the cover. He took it to he painted it on the back of an old street sign, old Rosecrans sign that that he found on the side of the road, and he painted on it, and he painted this album cover, but it was massive, and so we had to take that and turn it to a digital file, and so he took it to a guy that built his own digital scanner, and scanned this thing, because I mean we're talking maybe not quite as big as this table, but massive. You know what I mean? Like 3 foot by 3 foot or whatever. You know what I mean? And so he took it to this guy who had built this custom computer scanner, and this guy scanned it at ridiculous resolution and sent the files to me. And I apologize, I can't think of the dude's name to give him a shout out, but it was super cool, really easy to work with, and he was actually. He's in California, and he was, able to work sporadically during COVID because California was still all shut down. You know what I mean? And I had to get these files, and so we were all still trying to work and figure it out and do the little bits that we could, and so all of that came together, with all the help of all these great people that I had met along the way, and friends of friends, and we brought it all together.
Long journey, man.
Yeah. And so that was Back to Bars Volume 1. It's a 6-track EP that we did here in the Lightroom in Des Moines, Iowa.
Yes.
With some of the dopest MCs. But now, I mean, I'm a glutton for punishment. So even though we did one and I cleaned that off the plate and I was like, all right, I used those features that I had, that I've been sitting on forever. Mm-hmm. we just jumped right back in it, and we started back to bars volume 2, and that one came together. I mean, before I knew it, we had 5 tracks. Drama Mafia produced everything on this one. You know, mad respect to Drama.
He be dropping them.
He's in the studio, you know what I mean? I'll be like, Drama, I was thinking about this, you know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom.
Working.
Yeah, and he'll come through, and you know.
He comes with some of the funkiest drum patterns, man. I love the way he puts his drums together, man. I love it.
DJ Papa Cal is going to be on that record as well. Cal came up, laid some cuts down while he was in town.
Again. He was on 1, 2, right?
Yep.
He's on both.
Yeah. Yep. DJ Papa Cal came again. The homie Ren, you know what I mean? I hit him up the other day, and we chopped it up a little bit, and I was like, bro, you know what I mean? I know you came through and really held it down on that first record. He probably had the strongest presence.
Four strong, right?
Yeah, and so then we, you know, I said, hey man, I'm putting another one together. It actually just dropped yesterday. It's, you know, it's been in the works. Yeah, check out The Maze with Godamus from Strange Music, DNA, battle rapper DNA from KOTD, URL. You know, DNA is one of the biggest names in battle rap, and probably one of the most controversial motherfuckers in battle rap too. Yeah. So you know, peep that track out. But it's also got Ren Thomas, Godamus, and DNA. So and that's available on EmceeTV, on Spotify, Apple Music. Yeah, peep that out. But yeah. So but then I was like, all right. New York had a bunch of dope MCs. But then I was like, you know what? We're in the Midwest. This is the Midwest. The Midwest has got dope lyricists. I don't want
some of the most slept on.
Yeah, I didn't want to reach out to homies that were dope rappers. I wanted people with bars. I wanted people with metaphors. People that come through and could really
tell a story.
Tell a story with words and really flex that vocabulary. You know what I mean? Like that's. To me, that was hip hop. People that almost the Shakespeares of the game. You know, the dudes that really lay it down,
paint that visual.
Yeah, amen. And so we reached out to some homies in Detroit. I ain't gonna give you too many spoilers, but there's some heavy hitters that we got working in Detroit, and we're going back. We're going to Detroit.
Yeah, when we going there?
2022, spring of 2022.
We'll be there, D-Town.
So we got 4 months to just prep and get the rest of this put together, and we're gonna come through and really flex. And we're going back to New York too. I've already started mapping it out. I reached out to the homies. We're going out there. Yeah, you know what I mean. There's gonna be some. EmceeTV ain't going nowhere. There's going to be a lot of content along the way. We're going to be doing some lives, showing some goofy shit, and just, you know, doing what we do and really having a good time and kicking out dope music and giving back to the culture. A lot of people say, oh, yeah, I do it for the culture. I do it for the culture. But, you know, we out here really putting on for the culture.
Man, I say I am the culture.
Yeah.
I do it for me.
And
everyone who's like me.
I'm in love with this hip-hop culture.
I've been in love with it.
Yeah.
Ever since I heard that Mobb Deep and Jay-Z.
I think
that was me.
Yeah,
my turning point.
I think sitting at Izzy House's house, listening to we got all the business out of the way. Now we can really chop it up, talk some shit. I was sitting at Izzy House's house. That's a weird way to put it. Izzy House's house. We're sitting on the stairs. I had to have been 10, 11 years old, and his brother had old school boomboxes was what people had back in the day. Wasn't no cell phone shit. Like this was an old heavy boombox, and he had Two Live Crew on cassette, and they was playing dirty nursery rhymes, and I was like, what is this?
This is the future.
I never heard no. They was talking nasty shit, and I was like, I ain't never heard no shit like this.
Hooked.
Oh yeah, I was like, who's doing this? oh man, I gotta get it.
He said pussy.
Yeah, yeah. I hadn't even had no sex back then.
Yeah,
I didn't even, you know what I mean? I didn't even know what I was supposed to do with it, but I sure was listening to them talk about what they was doing with it.
They changed the game.
They did. So that was groundbreaking for me. And Too Short came along. Cocktails, you know.
Everybody.
But I'm just a student of the game, you know what I mean? I came up on dudes that were talking dope lyrics, and even, I mean, in the 90s and early 2000s, it was on some gangster shit, but they were still poets, you know what I mean?
They were street poets.
Yeah. I mean, if you listen to Snoop's swagger and his delivery on Doggy Style, like it changed the game.
It was straight street poet, hood street poet.
Yeah, and so, you know, somewhere along there, you know, the vocabulary flexing kind of took a dive, but we out here trying to bring it back. We're starting a little campaign.
I mean, it's not bringing it back, it's just remapping it, because it ain't really went nowhere.
Right. You got to find that pocket. You got to dig for it a little bit.
You got to remap it. You know what I'm saying? It's in different places. You find it in different grooves now.
Yeah.
You know, but it's there. It ain't went nowhere.
Yep. So, but yeah, that's who EmceeTV is. You know, we're on Instagram.
All social medias. Let them know where it's at.
It's at official EmceeTV on Instagram. Yep. It's at EmceeTV on Twitter. And it's at Real EmceeTV on Facebook. And it's all spelled EmceeTV. At the bottom of the screen right there. You can see it.
Right there.
Right there. And so, I mean, yeah, just check in with us. We're always posting dope graffiti. Anytime I go to a new city, I'm always peeping out the graph spots. You know, we got some dope gear coming. T-shirts are in the work, beanies, hats. You know, if you want to support, hit us up. We got dope new music coming. Back to Bars Volume 2, more music videos, interviews with the folks that helped us build this, and we're gonna put on for Des Moines. We're gonna put on for Iowa and really show what's popping out here, and not just Des Moines, but we got access to a lot of dope artists here, and we want to continue to put a focus on hip hop culture and put hip hop culture first. So check in again. It's your boy, that motherfucker Steve.
Stay tuned.
It's my homie RJ. We up here. We out. Peace.
I'm drinking 100 proof until my vomit is red. Every day I wake, somebody got a problem with rent. Watching horses die from thirst because they gotta be led. Use this little metal piece to gain Monopoly bread. Giving them human language like AC alone. Your girl left you cold, now you use your AC alone. Fucking next up with force, we be taking the throne. Only fear is AI or if they make me a clone. These so-called rappers is kicking nothing to sell. Running the mills with grills that wouldn't cover the bill. You hors d'oeuvres to 10 course. Alton on the rent starts. So nice with this pen, big finance, my TED talk. You now